Listen, I want to give a quick take on the movie 688. Listen, as a woman who just retired 21 years, I cried. That was absolutely everything. It has made me a proud black woman. I don't care what anybody got to say. Say what you want to. As I watched it, it just tugged at me in every which way on how it maneuvered, and even down to the story of Abram David. That listen, they played that. First of all, care what you say, they played that. Um, but for me, that did something because oftentimes we talk about the things, the struggles, and those things that we go through as black people, as black women, but as a black woman who have served, who have dealt with a lot in the military, and my time being in and having to be strong and you be determined and not become one of them and those things. I loved every bit of this movie. This movie for me is a 10 out of 10. Tyler Perry did that to showcase as a mother, to showcase a mother's determination. See, here's the thing, as I was reading about how this really got started, people don't realize, in a time where we didn't have FaceTime and stuff like that, when I was deployed at my very first deployment, we didn't have FaceTime, we didn't have all that. We go to a tent to call home. So a lot of us still wrote letters and we had calling cards. But to get those care packages, like I remember getting care packages. I remember the little things from home, like my moon pies and things like that. I remember my grandmother sending me a Tinkerbell blanket because that meant that was me. And so that showcased what morale looks like for us. So I can imagine back then a mom not receiving anything, she's not knowing if her sons are okay because she's not receiving mail. So her determination to stand in front of the White House until somebody spoke to her, I don't care what color or nothing she was, she is a mother who was determined. And it started a thing of mail. People don't understand how important that is, to be in a space where you have that connection. People walk around here and say you don't need human connection. That's a lie within itself. You need that. And when you're deployed, when you're away from family, listen, those mails, those phone calls, those texts, like, now people can FaceTime and those things. That mean a lot. Like I said, I remember getting my packages back in the day. So to Tyler Perry, you did that. He had a lot of my great, those who I love in this movie. But dude, like when I say emotional, like it's crazy. And Janae was like, "Oh my God, they got on uniforms," and I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "But mom, they had women," and I got to tell her just a little bit because she was doing some other stuff, but to tell her, these open up doors for people like me to be able to serve. And to serve 21 years, I don't regret nothing about what I've done, how I served. I don't regret none of it. I am thankful for that opportunity to show my daughter that, listen, you may be black and you may be a woman, but there are so many things you can do. So to see this movie, listen, I will watch it again. I will cry again. My husband said, I gotta watch it. Listen, we can watch it together because I want to cry again because. And one of the biggest thing I did love in there is the friendship that was created. People don't understand. Us military people, we get to be friends. And so I loved it. So this movie, I've listened since my husband sent me this movie and was like, it was coming out. I was like, I can't wait to watch it. And so I watched it today and my heart is filled. My heart is, listen, I didn't know much about the 688, but listen, I'm about to sit here and just try to listen. And then to know that one of the main characters, she just passed this past January, y'all, right at her 101 birthday. Listen, so she was able to live to tell the story. And I am super blessed to be able to say, man, I learned a little bit about it and it's made me grow as a person. So that's my review of 688. And I think hands down, that right there just messed my whole little soul up. I'm trying not to cry. It did something for me as a black woman, as a mom. And then also the fact that, retiring and knowing what I went through. I didn't go through all that they went through, but there were some things in there, as a woman I had to do it. So to be able to see that and see the determination, that's big. So I thank God for Tyler Perry and doing what he's doing. I thank God for allowing the story to be able to be told. I appreciate that, and I love it. So that's just my intake of the 6888. If you have not seen it, I'm telling you, watching it, for me, it is a 10 out of 10. And if you're watching it, I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you later.